This is day 23 of documenting my journey as a founder building an 8 figure business. I just ran into an ex neighbor from like 3 years ago or something. And every time I run into people from my past, it instantly kind of triggers this visualization of how things used to be and makes me so grateful every time I run into someone that knew me from when I was broke or when I was really struggling or when I wasn't sure how I was gonna get the money to pay for rent and all these things. So he met me when I was already kind of like figuring out a lot of this stuff for the business side and scaling and all these things. But so much has changed since then. I was like, dude, when you left, we didn't even have a studio, and that was a long time ago. Now, like, I was like, dude, we now have a much bigger studio. So yeah, and you know what makes me really happy when I run into these people from my past, and they are doing good for themselves, or they're now pursuing their actual passion. This dude is a super hippie. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to be in nature and fucking enjoy enjoy life in a very different way to the way I want to enjoy life. And he was in film and TV and whatnot. And I was like, dude, you don't want to be in that space. You should be just being a hippie. And that's what he's doing. He's like, oh, I'm doing this bush regeneration and whatnot. I was like, dude, I could totally picture you doing that. So it makes me super happy for people when they just fucking get clear on who they are and what they want out of life, because it took me a while to understand that most people don't want the shit that I want. That my dreams are too excessive to an extent, and I'm willing to pay all the price to make them come true and to craft this reality to what I envision it will be. But it comes with a lot of sacrifice, a lot of pain, a lot of things that most people don't really want to fucking do. It's too hard, it's too difficult. So I'm okay with my journey. I made peace of it with it, and I know what I signed up for. I know exactly what goes into it and the level of pain that I will have to endure to get the outcomes that I want. And I've made peace with that. I'm totally cool with it. I'm fully on board, and I don't give a fuck. I'm here to do whatever it takes to make my dreams come a reality. And this is exactly where I want to be, exactly what I want to be doing, even in the worst days, even when I want to burn everything to the ground. Even in those days, I will still choose this path compared to anything else. So when I meet people that are exactly on the path that they want to be, I respect that and I love that. And I don't care if that it involves them being a hippie and living on the beach, or fucking working at McDonald's, if they love making burgers. Like, I don't care. As long as you actually understand what you're getting out of that life and you make peace with what it takes for the outcomes that you desire for your own life. It is truly one of the greatest things when you can fully be in alignment with your goals and you have a clear picture of who you're trying to be, what you're trying to become, and a much better version of you that you can unlock through time and actions. So, yeah, this was definitely not the topic for today, but that's what just came to mind after I ran into him. I can't even remember his name. Um, but yeah, what I wanted to cover today was actually um, your environment, your physical environment, if it's a mess or you have too much clutter, chances are that's a direct reflection of your current life and business state. And I realized that we had so many messes around all the different physical environments that we had, from our home to our garage to the office. The office was an absolute fucking mess that I was cringing every day, but we couldn't find the time to make it right, and it's not something that you can't really outsource because it like we have cleaners coming, but it got to the point where it was such a mess, and there's so many like equipment and gear and things that we all need to be clear where they go and how we're gonna fit them. And we had even still stuff from when we moved like 3.5 months ago that it was still just there because we couldn't find the spot for it. So this weekend we took the time to fucking fix everything. Talk out, we're cleaning every single one of our environments. So that's what we did. We put the studio to a decent place. We still need to invest a lot of time and resources into making our studio world class, what we envision that it can be for people. We want a place where like every single client that comes through or anyone that comes uses it really feels empowered and they want to flex that they're on the place, sharing like video stories like, hey, I'm at Vibes HQ. That's the kind of place that we want. So we need to invest leading into next year into the space to really make it that level of premium feel. So we organize the studio, we organize our garage, which right now is where I train every morning at 5-ish a.m. Been slacking, to be honest. I've been waking up mostly like 5:30 and getting to the gym downstairs like 5:45. But yeah, it was an absolute mess. So we got rid of a bunch of shit that was just taking space that we were not using. We gave away a bunch of clothes and things that Cal had donations, which was really good because we're getting rid of shit, but also benefiting other people that can take advantage of those material items. And instantly, you just feel better. You just feel a little bit more clear. As soon as that happened, it was almost like that clutter that was in your physical space, that's on the surface, has nothing to do with business, with what you're doing. It almost like unlocked this new free thinking space. I instantly felt more clear. So never underestimate your physical environment, how much it can truly affect you, not only with clarity, but also with motivation, inspiration, action, driven outcomes. So crafting a great environment, it is one of those life hacks that can help you execute and move faster with more intention. So one last thing that we need to do is make our home better, because one thing is that we don't really spend that much time at home. We only spend time at home on weekends and for sleeping, pretty much. So we are one block away from the beach, which is what we actually love about our place. And we have a great garage for training and all of that. But we actually need to invest into making our space just feel way better and way more premium, because my plan was like, well, fuck it, maybe next year we move to a penthouse or some shit to really feel premium. But at the same time, it's like, it's not even justifiable, because for the amount that it will cost us an investment, we could be traveling a bunch, or we could be doing probably a lot other cooler things. So that's a consideration that I had. I was like, well, maybe we just make our current space feel more premium and better, and then what it would have cost to move to a more top tier location or penthouse around here, We just used to maybe travel more, maybe do other more experiences. So that's something that we'll make a decision leading into next year if we're moving to a much more better place, because part of me also wants to just fucking go and live the penthouse type of life here. Like, look at those things. The view from them is incredible. So part of me just wants to experience that. I used to live a few years ago very in a straight line right now down there on one of those buildings. Um, it's a very old building, very uh, broke back then. Um, got lucky enough to be sharing a room with a guy up there, and we had a balcony that had this view, and I kind of missed that. But I wanted from like, yeah, just waking up and having this view straight away, not even have to walk. This is what we see from home. So that's a consideration for potentially next year, but right now we might just focus on making our current space better. But never underestimate your physical environment, how just doing a few tweaks, just doing some cleaning, can instantly help you gain clarity and move with more intention and speed. Because today I felt way more proactive and way more sharp with my daily actions, because I felt less messy, because everything felt more in order. So put your environment in order to have better outcomes, better execution, and more speed and accuracy.